What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Today's video is going to be relationship expert promotes summer flings. Before I get into the video, though, got to do YouTube stuff. The goal is 80,000 subscribers by September. It's a crazy goal. It's a big goal, but it's my goal. I don't know way I'm going to get to my goals if you give me the HBO special. Do you know what the HBO special is? That's the Help a Brother Out special. All right, so go on and help a brother out. Hit the like and subscribe button for more content. I'm going to give you a second to do that. All right, now let's get to the video. Relationship expert promotes summer flings. Let's see what she got to say.
One of the nation's leading relationship experts, also my best friend, here to talk about the do's and don'ts when it comes to summer flings. Okay, so Belle, let's get right into it. Are you down with these summer flings and the idea of them?
So, first of all, I have not changed my Facebook status to single.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just for the record.
Mother and wife.
You're a married woman.
I hope not.
So, summer flings, do you know what the definition? First of all, I am for them if you know what it is, but do you know what a summer fling is?
No, can you define it?
Yes, it is, by dictionary definition, a short period of enjoyment or wild behavior. So you see the words short,
synonyms,
enjoyment, and wild? That is a summer fling.
Okay.
Yes.
So then I guess it gets kind of messy. So what's the biggest rule for a summer fling?
So know what you're looking for. Now that you know what a fling is, if you're like, no, I don't want anything short or anything wild, I'm actually looking for love, know the difference. So you might not be looking to fling, you might be looking for love. Know what you're looking for,
I gotta
everybody.
tell you, I got some friends and they are naive and they think that they're gonna have love after this, or they think they can change a man, or intentions change feelings and people get caught up in their emotions. I'm like, you're being stupid, stop.
And it's really interesting that she brought that up, because I noticed the same pattern. For some reason, it seems like this is the female condition, trying to get the most dangerous guy you can find and try to turn him into the best guy you can make him. It's almost like the fantasy. It's like the Beauty and the Beast fantasy, right? Like you're trying to take this beast and make him some kind of Prince Charming, and that's almost the fantasy of a lot of women. The reason why women tend to like the bad guy, it's understandable. It's because traditionally speaking, the men who are willing to go out and take the most risks, aka the bad guy, the bad boy, he appears to be a risk taker, and that's why he's attractive. Is because the men who go out and take the most risks are usually the ones that do better in the world. So it may be some kind of hormonal push towards that, but at the end of the day, these relationships are addictive with these men who are unpredictable. When it comes to dopamine and predictability, you find that when it's unpredictable, when you'll get that dopamine rush, when it becomes unpredictable, it's more addictive. And there was a test done with I believe it was primates or monkeys or some sort of primate, but they would pretty much track their dopamine levels, and when they were guaranteed a reward for doing an action, their dopamine wasn't as high as if that reward was not guaranteed, right? So oftentimes these relationships with these risky men or bad boys can be addictive to women. And it's just that, is he gonna be here today? And that addiction keeps women coming back for more. Unfortunately, a lot of women feel like being pregnant by one of these men is closer to being a wife or being a baby mother is closer to being a wife. So a lot of times you see these women getting pregnant by these men who are not willing to settle down and are not ready to settle down. And it's just a tragedy sometimes. But it seems to be the female condition. It may be because of the risk-taking aspect, like the archetype of guy, the guy who doesn't wear a helmet, he rides a motorcycle. All these things are risky behavior, and that's seen as more attractive. You look at women who are attracted to guys who sell drugs, or rappers that have multiple women. It's because that riskiness is what makes them attracted to that guy, and that addiction to that relationship, that addiction to that dopamine rush whenever he actually shows up or texts her back, is what gets them going sometimes. And it's really interesting to see that and to kind of put those pieces together. But I see a lot of women in that situation where they feel like they gotta, or they feel like they want that bad boy to be good so bad that they stick around for years, and it never happens. And then they go and blame all men and say all men are bad. And it's because you like men who are a certain type. And it is what it is, right? Let's continue the video.
Stop.
Yeah.
So Bella, we get, obviously when you come in, we get a lot of traffic, meaning people want to ask you questions. When we get you in here, you're very coveted. So we had a few viewers send in some questions. Can we read you one of those here?
I would love it. Lay them on me.
Okay, Bella, should I get off dating apps if all I'm looking for is to just have fun for the summer?
No, stay on dating apps. Whether you're looking for that short burst of enjoyment or if you're looking for love, get on the dating apps. 1 in 3 marriages take place because of apps. Now, don't get afraid if you're looking for a fling. I know you're not looking to get married. It's the best way to meet people today.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
come
the
on,
next.
it's Bella.
I mean, yeah, 1 in 3 marriages are due to dating apps, but also the marriage or the divorce rate is at 50%. So for dating apps, from what I've seen on them, about 46% of the time men swipe right on women. Only about 14% of the time do women swipe right for men. And in that 14%, only 10% of the time do women respond when they get messaged or ever send a message in the first place. So for women, it might be an option because they have such an abundance of people to select from. But for men, I don't think that dating apps is for you. Unless you're a top tier guy or you got some kind of game. I don't know if dating apps are for you. That plus it kind of gives them in and out. It kind of takes the risk away from when you have to approach women. That uncertainty of being rejected is something that men, I believe, have to get used to because that's just a part of life, and nobody cares if you're afraid of being rejected as a man. You have to be able to go out and do those things. But yeah, I think it's just a way sometimes for guys to get out of having that anxiety of going and approaching a woman in person. And ultimately, for most average men, the results aren't going to be there on dating apps. Now, for women, it is what it is. You want to go out. But as a woman, you understand that when you go on a dating app, you're going to be looking at a certain particular type of man. Usually these men, if you're only talking about the 14% of men that are being selected, those are going to be the men that are usually selected in real life too, so they have many options. So when you get played by one of these men, or he just wants to hook up with you because the picture you posted was really provocative, don't be surprised by that. Dating apps are used more for hookups now than dating. Let's just be completely honest. So if you're a woman, don't, and I'll see this a lot of times, women use anecdotal evidence in these situations. They'll go, oh, all men just want to have sex with me or want to just sleep with me. But you're finding your men and your prospects through dating apps. And what do you think most of the men on dating apps are there for? If we're just completely honest. So you promote this behavior as a relationship expert, which is really weird to me that, people like Kevin Samuels can't tell women to not go out and catch bodies, but this woman who obviously has something to sell to women goes out and tells women, oh yeah, you could just go and have summer flings and no big deal. It's crazy because sometimes it's the wolves in the sheep clothing. It's the wolves in the sheep. It's the ones with the nice delivery that get over on you. It's the Derek Jacksons. Those are the people that's oftentimes lying to you. But the people with the crude, the ones with the harsh reality that are trying to deliver the harsh reality are the ones that are seen as bigots or misogynists or whatever that word may be to describe people who have a different opinion than your own. So let's continue the video, though. My bad for stopping it so much. I'll just let it play out for a while.
She loves the dating apps. We already know that. It's been established.
Oh, boy.
Co-sign that.
Okay, so the next question is from Christina. Christina asks, how do I know if the other person is only looking for a fling or possibly something more?
Well, if the other person is not looking to make plans with you on a regular basis, they're not talking about the future, they don't want to talk about it, they call you when they want, it's probably a fling.
So if it's on their terms.
If it's on their terms and it's unpredictably on their terms.
Can you ever switch things up and get it to be on your terms?
Sure, but you got to talk about it.
You
have to talk.
You can't just play games and get it on your side.
Yeah, no, because, well, listen, if you're flinging, you can do whatever you want. You fling that against the wall all day long. But no, the best thing to do is to talk about it. Okay. If you want to know, is this a fling or is this something real? People talk to each other. Don't text each other about it.
Yes.
What every guy loves to hear. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. We need to talk.
Yeah, all right. All right, so Alex wants to know this one, Bella. Do you think it's okay to post photos of my summer fling on social media? This one comes from Krista in the River North.
I'm sure guys are like, well, if she's a super hot fling, I totally want to post photos of her. But I would say it's kind of a warning. Have a little self-check-in. If you want to post photos with this person on social media, especially ladies, is it really a fling or do you kind of like him?
So, okay.
Well, that would probably scare the guy off, I would imagine. Like, if I'm like, well, we agreed, we signed a contract. This is a fling. What am I doing on your Instagram?
Unless if you're not friends on Facebook or Instagram.
But isn't that even grimier? Because then you don't know that it's out there.
Yeah.
You need to talk about it again. Like, hey, would it be okay? Are you going to post this on Insta? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yay, great. Then it's fine.
Yeah.
But if not, no sneakiness.
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
Because somebody's going to find it.
Yes.
You know that's going to happen.
True.
Okay, that's the end of the video. I mean, this is obviously pandering to what people want to hear instead of the harsh reality that you have to, in order to be successful in the world, especially as a man. Well, really for a woman too. Like, and I think it's important for everybody. You have to have some kind of control over your sexuality. You have to. You have to have some kind of way to fight against those natural urges to want to go out and be with anybody. And this is just one of the best ways to sell something to people. Two of the best emotions to have when you're selling something to people is fear and happiness, right? And obviously fear that you're gonna, you see what happened when the virus happened. Walmart was cleared out, right? Because we want people to go buy stuff, scare them. And with happiness, you see, even just on Rolex, like when you go to Rolex, you go to the website, one of the things that they do is they keep the hands on 10 and 2, right? And it creates like a smile effect. And that's because they understand that happiness is one of the best ways to sell something to people. And so a lot of times, women are making these, women make majority of the decision when it comes to finances and what you spend on in a household. Not only that, but single women spend far more than single men on products and services. So if you're going to sell something or promote something to somebody, it's women. And women by far are more likely to buy things if they're happy and if they feel like that product will offer them fulfillment. You can't sell things to women if you're telling them the harsh realities, because women in particular do not like to hear that they're wrong. Women do not like to hear that they have problems that they have to fix about themselves. It's just, let's just be completely honest, especially with this being a thing for so many decades. Women are so used to being told that everything that they do, there's no consequence for it. You're perfect however you are. If you're overweight, you're still a 10. If you have 5 kids with no baby father in sight, you're still on an equal playing field with a girl that's 21, 22 years old. And it's just not true. And unfortunately, we're in a place or in a position where people who are selling things to people are getting more credibility and are respected more than people who are willing to risk their, I don't want to say livelihood, but risk their public reputation in order to try to help people, because that's ultimately what it is. A lot of people don't understand how much some of our opinions in the red pill community can affect our relationships with people in our everyday world, just because what we have to say is taboo or controversial, whatever it may be. So, but yeah, it's just really interesting to see that so many people are just trying to sell things to women, and they don't care they don't care how it affects these women in the long run. They just want, as long as their products get sold, similar to what the woman said who was the editor of Cosmopolitan magazine in the 90s when it was at its peak, and she said, I would lie to women openly in these articles just to get them to buy things and to become more materialistic. I don't know how much more obvious it has to be for women to understand that a lot of times this stuff is just to sell you products. Till next time.